So what I'd like to ask next is, what obstacles or challenges do instructors face when they're teaching interpersonal communication?
I think one of the things that comes up for interpersonal communication instructors is that students often come to the interpersonal communication course with some preconceived notions about what interpersonal communication is. They do it every day. It's part of their relationships. It's part of their workplace. It's part of their family. We communicate on a daily basis. And so a lot of students come to that class thinking they already know how to communicate. It's something that is inherent to being human.
It's all common sense.
It's all very common sense, right? It's all common sense, and we already know how to do it. And I think part of the challenge in teaching this course is sort of breaking that notion that they already know how to do it and that it's just common sense, and that exposing them to this idea that this is actually a discipline where people do research and we have theories that help to explain why people communicate the way that they do, and gives names to the things that people do in their communication that are meaningful, and can teach people how to be better at the communication that they do. That just because you came in thinking you knew how to communicate, or thinking that you didn't know how to communicate and you were doomed for life, that we can teach people skills to become better at the communication that they have in their daily experiences. So kind of breaking that preconceived expectation that students have that it's just common sense, it's just communication, I do it every day, is one of the struggles that we have as instructors, to get students to think about interpersonal communication as something that can be studied scientifically and researched in a way that we do in our discipline every day.
So I think our focus on theory and research and bringing that into the textbook and translating it for students is really part of the strategy of addressing that challenge, by helping students understand that communication is simultaneously perhaps more mysterious and complicated than they thought, but also more learnable than they thought. So we kind of problematize the experience of communication and then offer solutions to those problems. I think another challenge for people in the classroom is scholars within the field or instructors who are tied to the communication discipline. We want to share with students really interesting cutting-edge research that's going on, and yet when you're trying to move that into an introductory classroom, there can be some difficulty in translating some of the very complicated research questions that people are pursuing into terms that students can understand and can appreciate. And we've worked really hard in this book to bring what we do as communication scholars and what other scholars in the field are doing into the classroom and into the book in accessible terms. And I think it accomplishes two goals. It helps us understand communication as a scholarly domain and a scholarly discipline, and at the same time it addresses the question and the issue that Jen was describing, where people can start to see that, oh, this is actually something that is worth studying. And I think we've all had experiences both of us had experience trying to explain to family members that we study communication. What is that? How can you do that? And to be able to show people through our textbook the communication discipline and how communication works and how you can become better at communication. It's really a driving force for us in our goals of creating this book.
It's really going to be a fantastic contribution.